$3,300. Marcus has $2,700 left over every month. He puts $1,800 into a brokerage account and a Roth IRA. The other $900 goes into savings until it becomes a 6-month emergency fund. Then it joins the investing too. Year 1 balance sheets. Jake's net worth is about negative $5,000 because the credit card balance has started to grow. Marcus's net worth is about $22,000. The gap is $27,000. Noticeable, but not life-changing. The math hasn't started screaming yet. That comes later. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because compounding doesn't add, it multiplies. The gap between Jake and Marcus doesn't grow in a straight line. It grows like an avalanche. By year 5, Jake has rolled into a new BMW lease, his credit card sits at $14,000, and he's refinanced the house to redo the kitchen. The kitchen looks great. The mortgage is now bigger than when he bought the place. Net worth, $11,000. Marcus has been investing $1,800 a month for 60 straight months, and the market has done what the market does. Net worth, $158,000. Year 7. Jake gets a promotion. Income jumps to $115,000. Did his net worth jump? No. Because the promotion came with a bigger BMW, a bigger vacation, and a basement remodel, his monthly bills grew to absorb every extra dollar of the raise. Net worth, $19,000. Marcus also got a promotion to roughly the same income, but his lifestyle didn't change. Every dollar of the raise went straight into the brokerage account. Net worth, $284,000. Year 10. Jake is sitting at $41,000 in net worth, mostly fragile equity in a house that's depreciating relative to its mortgage. Marcus is sitting at $612,000 in mostly liquid, compounding productive assets. Same job, same paycheck, same city, 15 times the wealth. And here's the part that should genuinely scare you. The gap is going to keep widening. Marcus's $612,000, if he never invests another dollar, will roughly double every 10 years. By the time both are 55, Marcus will be a multimillionaire and Jake will still be on his 6th lease cycle. Now you're probably asking the obvious question. How do I know if I'm Jake or Marcus? Because here's the thing. Almost nobody thinks they're Jake. Jake doesn't think he's Jake. He thinks he's doing fine. He thinks the BMW is reasonable, the house is a good investment, the lifestyle is what success looks like. The whole problem with being Jake is that Jake can't see it from the inside. This is exactly what Thomas Stanley figured out, and it's why he built the test. He spent 20 years interviewing real American millionaires, and he found that the people who actually had money almost never looked like it. The people who looked like they had money almost never did. So he built a formula to cut through the costume and show you the truth in 20 seconds. Here it is. Take your age, multiply it by your annual pre-tax income, divide that by 10. That number is what your net worth should be. That's it. No calculator needed. Let's run it on Jake. Jake is 35, earning $95,000. 35 times $95,000 is $3,325,000. Divide by 10. Jake's expected net worth is $332,500. His actual net worth is $41,000. He's at 12% of where he should be. Stanley called these people under-accumulators of wealth. People whose lifestyles consume their incomes faster than their balance sheets can grow. Jake is a textbook case. Now Marcus. Same age, same income. Same expected net worth. $332,500. Marcus's actual net worth is $612,000. He's at 184% of expected. Stanley called this category prodigious accumulators of wealth. People who are quietly winning while looking like they're not playing. Pause this video right now and run the test on yourself. Your age times your income divided by 10. Compare it to your actual net worth. If you're below half of that number, you're not building wealth. You're decorating the appearance of it. The car doesn't matter, the house doesn't matter, the job title doesn't matter. The number is the number. And now that you know which side you're on, the next question is the only one that matters. Why? Why do some people end up as Jake and others as Marcus, even when they earn the same money? It comes down to three specific traps. Three specific things that look like wealth, but are actually monthly bills and costume. Let's go through them. Disguise number one, the financed car. The car is the single most expensive lifestyle decision most Americans make, and almost nobody calculates the real cost. A $650 a month lease feels manageable, but cars depreciate. You're not paying $650 a month for transportation. You're paying $650 a month for an asset worth less than you've paid into it on the day you give it back. And the lease is the worst version. At the end of 3 years, you own nothing. You start over, forever. Run that $650 over 40 years of working life, that's $312,000 in lease payments. Invested in a basic S&P 500 fund instead, that's between $2 and $3 million in retirement money. Your car costs you a lot more than the car costs. Disguise number two, the oversized house. Your home is not your retirement plan, no matter what every boomer in your life has told you. A bigger house has a bigger mortgage, a bigger property tax bill, bigger insurance, bigger maintenance, bigger furniture. And every dollar locked into the down payment of a too big house is a dollar that isn't compounding in an index fund. Jake's 4-bedroom house feels like wealth. It's actually $1,200 a month more in carrying costs than a right-sized place. Over 30 years, that's $432,000 in extra costs and over $1 million in foregone investment growth. Jake's house didn't make him rich. It quietly delayed his retirement by a decade. Disguise number three, the lifestyle ratchet. This is the deadliest one because it's invisible. When Jake got a raise, his rent didn't go up. His grocery bill didn't go up. The economy didn't charge him more. So where did the raise go? Into a slightly nicer car, a slightly nicer house, slightly nicer vacations. None of those upgrades felt like spending. They felt like enjoying his success. But every single one added a permanent monthly bill. A raise that becomes a monthly bill isn't a raise. It's a life sentence at a higher number. This brings us to the most important question in this video. Why doesn't Jake just save more when he earns more? He's not stupid. He's not lazy. He's earning a top 30% income. Why is he still broke? The answer is one word: enough. Jake never decided what enough looks like. So every raise, every bonus, every promotion just expands his definition of normal. The $35,000 car becomes a $75,000 car. The 1,800 square foot house becomes a 3,200 square foot house. The $2,000 vacation becomes a $9,000 vacation. He's not chasing wealth. He's chasing a goalpost that moves every time he gets near it. Marcus did one thing differently, and it was the entire ball game. Before he started earning real money, he wrote down what enough looked like. A 1-bedroom apartment in a safe neighborhood, a paid-off, reliable car, $700 a month in lifestyle spending, and once he had that finish line on paper, every raise after that flowed past it, straight into his asset column. This is the mechanical explanation. It's not income. It's not discipline. It's not luck. It's whether you've defined enough. If you haven't, you will spend every dollar you ever earn for the rest of your life. Athletes earning $20 million a year go bankrupt because of this. The mechanism is the same at every income level. Define enough, or your income will define it for you. Upward, forever. So if Jake's life isn't wealth, what is? Real wealth has one defining feature. It pays you. Money flows toward the wealthy person, not away from them. An index fund pays you. It throws off dividends and grows in value. A rental property pays you. After expenses. A business you own pays you. A bond pays you interest. A retirement account pays you in compounding gains. These are the things that build wealth because they all share the same mechanic. You put money in once, and they keep working for you forever. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Real wealth is almost always invisible. The dividends hitting Marcus's account don't show up on Instagram. The Roth IRA doesn't drive past you on the highway. The brokerage account isn't visible at the dinner party. That's why most people get this completely wrong. They look at the visible signals, the car, the house, the watch, and assume those equal wealth. They don't. They equal monthly bills. The actual wealthy people in your life are almost certainly not the ones you think they are. They're the ones whose lives look quietly normal while their balance sheets do impossible things in the background. Now, before you scroll down and tell me Marcus is depriving himself, let me handle the two things half of you are about to type. First, you only live once. Yes, that's exactly the argument for becoming Marcus, not Jake, because Jake's one life is going to be spent at a job he can't quit, paying for things he barely uses until he's 67 years old. Marcus's one life can include actually quitting that job at 50, taking a year off, starting a business, moving anywhere he wants. The "you only live once" argument applies way harder to optionality than it does to a leased BMW. Second, Marcus is depriving himself. Marcus spends $700 a month on lifestyle. He's not living in a cave. He eats out, has hobbies, sees friends, buys things he wants. He just doesn't buy things he doesn't want in order to look impressive to people he doesn't like. There's a real difference between deprivation and discernment, and most of us have lost track of which is which. Here's exactly what to do this week. In 3 steps. None of this is theoretical. Step 1. Run Stanley's test on yourself. Right now. Write down your number. Write down your actual net worth. Compare them. If you're below 50%, you have an underaccumulator problem. The number tells you exactly where you stand, regardless of how rich your life looks from the outside. Step 2. Audit your monthly outflows. Pull up your last 3 months of spending. Go line by line. For every recurring expense, ask one question. Is this thing billing me or paying me? Mortgage on a right-sized house. Billing, but acceptable. Lease on a luxury car. Billing, and replaceable. Subscription you forgot you had. Billing, cancel today. Investment contribution, paying. Find at least one liability dressed as an asset and kill it this week. Most people find 3. Step 3. Define enough. Sit down and write it out. What kind of house is enough? What kind of car? What kind of vacation? What level of lifestyle spending? Put real numbers next to each one. This is the most important document you will ever write for your financial life, and almost nobody writes it. Without it, every raise you ever get gets absorbed by lifestyle expansion. With it, every raise after enough flows into your asset column. That's how Marcus did it. That's the entire mechanism. Let's go back to Jake and Marcus one more time. Same job, same paycheck, same city, 15 times the wealth. And the difference between them wasn't talent or luck or genetics or even discipline. It was knowing which column things belonged in. Jake filled his life with things that bill him. Marcus filled his life with things that pay him. That's the entire story. And here's the line I want you to leave with. Real wealth isn't what you own. It's what you can choose. Jake can't quit his job. He can't take 6 months off. He can't say no to anything because every yes he ever said is now a monthly invoice he has to keep funding. Marcus can do all of it. He can quit, he can pivot, he can rest, he can risk, and he looks like nothing. That's the whole game. The richest person in any room is almost never the one who looks rich. They're the one who already passed the test you didn't know they were taking. If this rewired how you look at money, hit subscribe. We run the math on a different financial trap every week, and the next one is going to make you genuinely angry about something you're probably already doing. See you there.